Good morning, students. Today we will discuss another important topic, that is resistance of a system of resistors. In last class, we have discussed about Ohm's law, electric current, potential difference. You all are familiar with these terms. So, according to Ohm's law, as you know, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to potential difference across its ends. It means the current and the potential difference are directly proportional to each other. If we increase the potential difference, the voltage, accordingly the current will also increase. But in domestic circuits, as you know, we are using various types of gadget, various types of appliances, and the requirement of current for these appliances differ. For example, a tube light requires a small amount of current, a bulb requires a small amount of current, whereas a fridge and your TV set, all these appliances require a little bit large amount of current. Now potential difference is fixed, that you also know, that potential, the voltage which is supplied in our homes is 220 volt. From the poles we are getting the electric supply line, and the voltage is fixed, that is 220 volt. Now how to check the current, how to give the current according to the requirement of these appliances. So because different appliances require different amount of current, but voltage is fixed, and as we know, if uh, the current is directly proportional to potential difference, so from poles we are getting the same current because voltage is 220 volt. Now one important factor is there, that is resistance. So through resistance we can change the current of the circuit. Now, to reduce the current, we are using resistances. Now, there are two ways by which we can connect the resistances in an electric circuit. And these two ways are resistors in series and resistors in parallel. So, in this topic, you write there are two methods of joining the resistors together. There are two methods of joining the resistors together, and these methods are: these are first, resistors in series, and second method is resistors in parallel. So first we will discuss what is series combination of resistors and what is parallel combination of resistors. You must write it in your classwork copy that these are the two methods. First, we can join the resistors in series in an electric circuit, or we can join the resistors in parallel just to increase or decrease the current in a circuit. Now, first we will discuss in detail resistors in series. So, write registers in series. And to understand it, first draw this circuit diagram. We have taken three resistances which are connected in series. There is a ammeter to measure the current. Then we have a battery. In this way, you also draw a circuit diagram. There is a switch or key in the circuit, and then we have connected a voltmeter across the combination of resistors. As you know, voltmeter measures potential difference. So this is the voltmeter which we have connected across the resistors. So you can name it. These are the terminals X, Y. Suppose this is R1, R2 and R3. And direction of, suppose I current is flowing through the circuit, and as you know, direction of current is from positive to negative terminal. That's why I have taken positive to negative. Now there are three resistances. Let these resistances are R1, R2 and R3. This is the suppose starting point of R1. This is the end point of R1, and end point of R1 is starting point of R2. Then end point of R2 is starting point of R3. So we can say that three resistances are connected end to end. So if we connect the resistances end to end, then they are said to be connected in series. I am reading some lines from NCERT book. You have also open page 209. Page 209 and then 10 you will read NCERT. So open page 209. I am reading the last paragraph. There are two methods of joining the resistors together. Figure shows an electric circuit in which three resistors. So there are three resistors having resistances R1, R2 and R3 respectively are joined end to end. Here the resistors are said to be connected in series. So as I said, here the resistances are connected end to end. End of R1 is starting of R2, end of R2 is starting of R3. So they are connected end to end, and this type of combination is called series combination. So write few lines about it. What do you mean by series combination of resistors? Right? When two or more resistances are joined, when two or more resistances are joined end to end, when two or more resistances are joined end to end, so that the same current flows through each of them, so that the same current flows through each of them, comma, they are said to be connected in series. They are said to be connected in series. So what do you mean by series combination of resistors? Then you have to write these sentences which you have written now. Now we will discuss activity 12.4, because we have written if two or more resistances are connected end to end, so that same current flows through each of them. So you might have a question that how same current flows through each of them. Now to clear your doubts, some important activities are given. So on page 210, we will first discuss activity 12.4. So activity 12.4. I am reading the lines. Join three resistors of different values in series. Connect them with a battery, an ammeter and a plug key as shown in figure. So we have taken three resistors R1, R2 and R3. Suppose these resistors are of different value. Suppose this is of 1 ohm, this is of 2 ohm and R3 is of 3 ohm, suppose. Isn't it? Then we have connected an ammeter to measure the current, and this is then connected with a battery. And you can assume that voltage is 6 volt, battery it is. Note the 6 volt for performing this activity. Plug the key, note the ammeter reading. So as we plug the key, when switch is off, no current will flow through the circuit. But when switch is on, when you plug the key, the circuit is complete and you will get the deflections in ammeter needle and voltmeter needles. So the ammeter gives a reading and the voltmeter will also give a reading if you connect a voltmeter across the combination of resistors. So first take the ammeter reading, whatever it may be. Suppose it is 0.4 ampere when we plug the key. Now you have to remove the ammeter from this place, disconnect it. Change the position of ammeter to anywhere in between the resistors. Note the ammeter reading each time. So what you have to do, you have to remove ammeter from this place, and no need to draw it in your circuit diagram. But if you suppose if you connect ammeter here, again plug the key, take the ammeter reading. Suppose this is uh, A1 position. Again take the ammeter and connect it somewhere here. Suppose this is A3 like this. Again you change the position of ammeter. Suppose you connect ammeter here. So every time you will find that ammeter reading is constant. For all the positions where ammeter is here, here, here or here. So what is the reason? Why ammeter is reading is constant? Because there is a single path for the flow of current. So when we plug the key, the circuit is complete, current is start flowing through the circuit, and there is a single path for the flow of current. So whatever be the position of ammeter, whether it is here across R1 or in between R2 and R3 or somewhere here, so same current is flowing throughout the circuit. So the last sentence, page 210, do you find any change in the value of current through the ammeter? You will observe that the value of current in the ammeter is the same independent of its position in the electric circuit. So whatever be the position of ammeter in the electric circuit, you will always get same current. It means that in a series combination of resistors, the current is same in every part of the circuit or same current through each resistor. So conclusion is the ammeter reading is constant. It means same current flows through each and every part of the circuit. So this is one very important conclusion in series combination of resistors, that in a series combination always same current flows through the circuit, whatever be the position of ammeter. Throughout the circuit same current is flowing. So must remember it, children. Now another very important activity, that is activity 12.5, page 211, activity 12.5. In activity 12.4, insert a voltmeter across the ends X and Y. So initially they have not connected a voltmeter earlier. There was no voltmeter across the combination XY. Now in second case we connect a voltmeter across the combination of resistors. Plug the key in the circuit and note the voltmeter reading. So if we plug the key and we note down the voltmeter reading, if we have taken a 6 volt battery, what will be the voltmeter reading? So if you look at the circuit very carefully, you will find that this is positive terminal of the battery and the positive terminal is connected with X end and X is connected with positive terminal of voltmeter. Similarly, the negative terminal of the battery is connected with Y end of the circuit and Y is connected with negative terminal. So we can say that this voltmeter is across the battery in parallel. So the voltmeter reading is also 6 volt. So when you connect the voltmeter across the combination of resistors across XY, you will find that the voltmeter reading is similar to the potential difference across your battery, that is 6 volt. Now plug the key in the circuit and note the voltmeter reading. It gives the potential difference across the series combination. Let it be V. Now measure the potential difference across the two terminals of the battery. Compare the two values. So if you will connect the voltmeter somewhere here across the battery, suppose you connect a voltmeter here. So same reading you will get 6 volt here and 6 volt here. So there is no change in voltmeter reading. Then remove the key. It means you have to switch off the current. Take out the plug key and disconnect the voltmeter. Now insert the voltmeter across the end XP of the first resistor and as shown in figure. Then look at the figure 12.8. Figure 12.8. In figure 12.8, they remove the voltmeter across the combination of resistors and one by one they connect the voltmeter across R1. Then they connect it across R2 in this way and then connect it across R3. Every time you have to switch off the current and disconnect the voltmeter and connect across R1, R2 and R3. So you will find that the potential difference across R1, R2 and R3 is different. It is not same. You will not get 6 volt all the time. So the potential difference will be different across the resistors R1, R2 and R3. And one more interesting thing, that if you add the potential difference across the combination of resistors across, suppose R1 is potential difference across R1, potential difference is V1, across R2 it is V2 and across R3 it is V3. So if you add V1, V2 and V3, then this will be equal to potential difference across the combination of resistors. So a very important conclusion that total potential difference across the combination is equal to sum of the potential difference V1, V2 and V3. So two very important conclusion for series combination. From activity 12.4 we conclude that same current flows through a series combination of resistor. Current is constant throughout the circuit. And from activity 12.5 we conclude that the potential difference across the resistors is equal to the potential difference, total potential difference across the combination of resistors is equal to sum of the potential difference across individual resistors, that is V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So first we will write these points. So write down, experimentally it has been observed that in a series combination of resistors, in a series combination of resistors The current is the same. The current is the same in every part of the circuit. In every part of the circuit. And the total potential difference and the total potential difference across a combination of resistors in series across a combination of resistors in series is equal to the sum of potential difference is equal to the sum of potential difference across the individual resistors. Across the individual resistors. That is, write this expression V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 and mark it as equation number 1. Written. Now you will not make these things in your circuit diagram. For understanding I have drawn it. Then you write, let I be the current, capital I, let I be the current flowing through the circuit. Let I be the current flowing through the circuit. And V is the potential difference, and V is the potential difference across the combination of resistors. Across the combination of resistors. Next sentence you write, it is possible to replace the three resistors R1, R2 and R3, the three resistors joined in series by an equivalent single resistor of resistance R, capital R, of resistance R. Then from Ohm's law, we can write, so recall Ohm's law, the total potential difference, we are saying that it is V across the combination of resistors, I is the current flowing through the circuit, and if it is possible, we assume that for these three resistances R1 and R2, R3, we are taking a single resistance of resistance R. So we are writing V is equal to IR from Ohm's law. So mark it as equation 2. I think it is clear to you, children. Now we will apply Ohm's law to these three resistors separately. So write, on applying Ohm's law to three resistors separately, on applying Ohm's law to three resistors separately, we can write so as we have assumed that across R1 potential difference is V1, so we can write V1 is equal to IR1. Similarly, we can write V2 is equal to IR2. Similarly, V3 potential difference across third resistance is equal to IR3. Why here we are not writing I1 R1, I2 R2 and I3 R3? Because we have learned that in a series combination of resistors, current is same everywhere in the circuit. There is no change in current. That's why we can't take I1, I2 and I3 because same current is flowing through each resistor. So mark it as equation number 3. Now we will use these equations, equation 2 and 3 in equation 1. So write, using equation 2 and 3 in equation 1, we can write so look at these equations carefully. Left side we have V. So if we use equation 2 here, in place of V we will write IR. So we will write IR in left side, and on right side we have V1. For V1 we will write IR1. Similarly for V2 we will write IR2, and for V3 IR3. Understood? Now we will take I common from right side. So if we will take I common from right hand side, in bracket we have R1 plus R2 plus R3. Now I cancel. So we can write R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So a very important result, children. This R is the equivalent resistance of series combination. So this equivalent resistance is equal to sum of the individual resistances. It is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, or sometimes we also write it as RS. RS means, meaning of RS, equivalent. RS means equivalent resistance of series combination. RS means equivalent resistance of series combination. So we can write RS is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. If suppose 4 resistances are there, then it will be plus R4, and if 5 resistance, so like this we have to simply add the resistances to find out the equivalent resistance. So very important equation. So many numericals are based on it, that RS equivalent resistance of series combination is equal to sum of the resistances. So write the conclusion. Thus, when a number of resistances, when a number of resistances are connected in series, when a number of resistances are connected in series, the equivalent resistance is equal to the sum of the individual resistance, is equal to the sum of individual resistances. Individual resistances. Now this is known as law of series combination of resistors. You also mention it. This is known as law of series combination of resistors. I think it is clear to you, children. Now we will discuss some of the inside questions which are given on page 213. Example is also important. Example 12.7. So these are the important results of today. I am writing these things because all these you have to use for solving a different type of numericals. Now first example 12.7, very important question. An electric lamp whose resistance is 20 ohm and a conductor of 4 ohm. So the resistance of electric lamp, suppose it is R1. We are solving example 12.7. So resistance of electric lamp is 20 ohm. And let the resistance of conductor R2 is 4 ohm. Is connected to a 6 volt battery. V is given 6 volt. Calculate total resistance of the circuit and second, the current through the circuit, and third, the potential difference across electric lamp and conductor. So look at the diagram. Diagram is given for this question, figure 12.9 on page 212. So since the bulb and the conductor are connected in series, so total resistance or the equivalent resistance will be here equal to sum of R1 plus R2. So it will be 20 plus 4, so 24 ohm. So this is the first part. Then B is the current through the circuit. So to calculate the current, we will take help of Ohm's law. As you know, from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So RS you can write IRS. In our case, the total resistance of circuit is 24 ohm and V is 6. Now substitute the values. So it will be 6 into I into 24. Therefore, I is equal to 6 by 24. So 1 by 4, I think it will be 0.25. So 0.25 ampere. This much current is flowing through the circuit. Then for third part, you have to calculate potential difference across electric lamp and conductor. So suppose the potential difference across electric lamp, let P dot D, potential difference across the lamp is V1, isn't it? So how to calculate V1? Again, take help from Ohm's law. So V1 is equal to IR1. So I we have calculated now, it is 0.25, and the resistance of a lamp is how much? 20. So if you will multiply, so it will be 5 volt. Again, you have to calculate potential difference across the conductor also. So let potential difference across the conductor is V2. So we will write V2 is equal to IR2 using this formula. So I is same current flows through the circuit, so it will be 0.25. Current is 0.25 and resistance of conductor is 4 ohm. So 25 4 is 100. So 1 volt, I think. Yes. So potential difference across the conductor is 1 volt. Then on page 213 we have some more questions. Draw a schematic diagram of circuit consisting of a battery of 3 cells. You know how to draw a battery of 3 cells? So, you have to draw a battery of 3 cells like this. This is first cell, second cell, third cell. So a battery of 3 cell of 2 volt each. This is of 2 volt, this is of 2 volt, this is of 2 volt. I think it is not visible. I have to make it a little bit bigger diagram so that this is first cell. The big line for positive terminal and the smaller for negative one. Again another cell, then third cell, and each cell is of 2 volt. Like this. And a 5 ohm resistor and 8 ohm resistor and a 12 ohm resistor and a plug key all connected in series. So you have to connect 3 resistors in this circuit, 5 ohm, 8 ohm and 12 ohm, like this. And then you have to connect it with a plug key. So all are connected in series. It means end to end. 5 ohm, 8 ohm, 12 ohm. You can write R1, R2, R3. This is page 213. So in this way you have to draw the circuit diagram for question number 1. So question number 2 is homework, children. Question number 2 and question number 9 also. Question number 8 and 9 from chapter end exercises. Page 221, question number 8 and 9, and from page 213, question number 2. Try to solve this question. In next class we will discuss parallel combination of the resistors.